Hey, you guys ready to take this fight to the streets? Yeah, neither am I, so let's just take it to the Super Fighter action figures! Super Fighter. Now there's a name I've not heard in a long time. A long time. Wait, it wasn't that long ago, was it? So yeah, you might remember that here on Bootleg Zones, we already had a Street Fighter bootleg named Super Fighter with that LCD game. I guess Super Fighter is just the go-to name for Street Fighter bootlegs, as I think there's also a Famicom bootleg named Super Fighter. As far as I can tell, these aren't from the same bootlegger, as they don't have the exact same rip-off Street Fighter logo. But there does seem to be at least a bit more to this particular Super Fighter bootleg line. Besides just Guile and Blanka, you can get 8 to 9-inch Guile and Blankas. And there were also Ken and Ryu figures at this larger scale in the Super Fighter line. You'd think there were probably also some more figures at this scale, but to date I've only been able to find pictures of Guile and Blanka, so it's possible these are the only figures from the regular scale Super Fighter line? Dalsim is just gray with envy that he can't actually be in the Super Fighter World Championship. But hey, Dalsim did at least get to be a street hero. Would have been nice if the back of the card could have told us anything about extra figures in the Super Fighter line, but nah, we just get some rip-off Street Fighter artwork. Which is placed on here perfectly. I mean, who cares about the top half of Ryu's head? So you might have noticed that our fake Street Fighter figures here are coming with some familiar looking weapons. Yeah, that's right, we've bootlegged some Ninja Turtles weapons for our fake Guile and Blanka here in brown and black. These are the exact same weapon trees they come with too, it's just one is flipped the other way in the package for some reason. It's kinda silly that our Super Fighter Guile and Blanka came with weapons at all though, as they both have completely closed fists, so they're not capable of holding anything. Man, that Blanka is a real looker, isn't he? Kinda feel like he should be in a garbage can and be called Blanka the Grouch. Though Oscar the Grouch had a neck, just what happened to you, Blanka? Guess he was just working that neck too much and it collapsed in on itself so his head just sunk into his chest. But if you want stupid long neck bootleg Blanka, there's always the Street Hero edition. So unsurprisingly, neck articulation is something Super Fighter Blanka's missing, but Guile's got it. These figures have rubbery heads, so they're kind of like Masters of the Universe or those early Ninja Turtles releases. Though since Blanka's head is just infused into his chest, his head and torso are all rubbery. These figures have no leg articulation, so it's just the arms for Blanka and the head and arms for Guile. Oh, and they can also swivel at the waist, so there's that. Blanka in particular really needs this piece of articulation, as it's the only way he can look around. Big head mode activated for Blanka aside, I'd say these two don't look too horrible for what they are. These figures rank among the top of the least information I've ever seen on any of these things, as they don't even say what country they came out of. I mean, yeah, more than likely these came out of China, but it's quite odd to not even see that put anywhere. But we do at least know that these cost a whole $1 back in the day, and hey, you could buy worse action figures for $1. But yeah, absolutely no marking on the package and no marking on the figures whatsoever. We've got nothing on these guys. But the larger scale figures package does say made in China, so the big mystery's over, I guess. Well, actually, some of these packages say made in China, while others say made in Taiwan, so it's not consistent. And since these have no leg articulation, yeah, getting them to stand nicely can be a bit of a pain. Kinda weird Super Fighter just loved Guile and Blanka so much, but at least this allows you to play out the greatest rivalry in Street Fighter history? Guile and Blanka? Sure. Well, if you ever wanted Street Fighter v Ninja Turtles, well, you can't really do that since there's only 2 characters in the line, but you can at least have Guile and Blanka v Ninja Turtles. These really aren't horrible at all, despite the kind of quirky look to them, and it does seem to be a bit stylized rather than just being sloppy. Also, if you compare them to the G.I. Joe Street Fighter figures that are out around the time, they both look a bit odd in different ways. Really, the main knocks against these are the lack of lag articulation and them coming with Ninja Turtles weapons that they can't do anything with due to them having closed fists. 8. As far as I can tell, these figures aren't direct mold copies from an official line, just they're completely useless to them weapons are. They are a bit doofy, but the look works for the most part. Even Blanka's no neck kind of works for his usually hunched over stance. 7. The weirdest thing about the Super Fighter line is it seems they only made Guile and Blanka at this scale, with only Ken and Ryu joining them at the larger scale. 1. The card art is just stolen Street Fighter artwork and not even placed all that optimally. It gives us no information about the line, but did give us another bootleg to call Super Fighter. 2. While the official Street Fighter figures from the time fit in with G.I. Joes and stuff at that scale, the Super Fighters at least sorta fit in with original TMNT scale figures. 5. And the bootleg zones overall is 6! These are decent enough figure-wise, but the line is lacking a lot of characters, lag articulation, and weapons that are able to be held.
Blanka, we need to team up and kick that son of a bitch Nightmare Freddy's ass!
For you, Guile, the day I haunted your nightmares was the most important day of your life, but for me, it was just a Freddy.
What? I don't get it.
You know, like Friday, but I was saying it stupid so it would sound like my name.
Oh! Ha ha ha! Good one.
You made me ruin the joke by explaining it! I hate you guys!
You know, Blanka, if this is the best my nightmares have, I guess I've lived a pretty privileged life.
Yeah, you're telling me, jerk-ass.
What? Blanka? I thought we were friends!
Not really.
Oh yeah.
Are you guys gonna fight me?
That is not the Super Fighter way.
It isn't?
I don't know. I don't know what the Super Fighter way is, actually.
I've had enough of this! Nightmare Freddy! Ah! Scoop hand! Scoop hand! Fedless victory! Ha 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 ha!
Flawless victories, Mortal Kombat, you idiot! We say perfect!
I don't say that.
Well, you better get ready to Super Fighter! Ah! Holy shit! Blanka mastered the straight snow kick! I can't possibly compete with that! I forfeit! The World Championship is yours!
Were we fighting for a championship?
Maybe.